to the person who's done it.
Yeah.
Because obviously, Rico's my fighter. It's my interest, and I want to know why he stopped a fight seconds after the bell when he's been put down properly. He's got up. Usyk's gone in to try and offload, but Usyk's missed. He's not landed anything because I've watched the replays back.
But the stoppage was premature. But look, this guy, Rico Verhoeven, is unbelievable.
Yes.
Look, if he had the experience of like when I'm getting tired, close the gap, grab hold, let the referee split you up, buy time, this is what he's missing.
I wasn't writing the scores down at the end of each round, but I'm not going to lie, he's possibly ahead going into the 11th round, he's ahead.
That was an early stoppage. They robbed that fucking guy.
What's next for Rico, do you think?
Okay, huh?
What do you think is next for Rico?
Dylan White. I think Rico should fight Dylan White. Huh?
Yeah, what about the rematch?
They got a rematch.
Peter Fury leaks alleged audio of Usyk. Referee talk after Rico Verhoeven loss. The alleged recording raises controversy as referee claims he did not hear the bell and stopped the fight early. Fury questions decision-making, suggesting Rico Verhoeven was ahead on points and calling for investigation into possible robbery and officiating error claims raised widely.
Rico didn't pose any of them mistakes in them rounds. He was forcing it. He's a big, strong unit. He can box, and he's got power in his hands. So you got to look at what Usyk had to do to deal with Rico, because Rico is a serious fighter. He's not a moron.
Peter Fury adds a serious claim, saying he personally saw Oleksandr Usyk signaling the referee during the exchange before the stoppage. He implies this raises doubts about impartiality and suggests the referee may have been influenced at a crucial moment. Fury insists the situation looks suspicious and strengthens calls for a full investigation into the controversial ending.
We've been 6 months with him, turning him from a kickboxer to a boxer, getting him on the front foot, getting him off the back, letting him move, feints, you name it. Yeah, we've worked tirelessly with him to transform him, and what a performance to do.
Liam Goff questions the scorecards, suggesting that at least one judge had Rico Verhoeven ahead at the time of the stoppage. He criticizes the official scoring consistency, pointing out how even marginal round differences could have shifted momentum. Goff argues the decision looked questionable, strengthening the debate that the bout was extremely close and potentially mishandled at the scoring level.
I don't know at the time of the stoppage what the scorecard said, but surely at least one scorecard would have had to have Rico Verhoeven up. Mike Coppinger, who, let's be frank, he is not really that good when it comes to boxing, but he gave Usyk 2 rounds going to the 11th round.
Ariel Helwani strongly criticizes the stoppage, calling it an absolute disgrace and pointing to scorecards that showed a very tight contest, with even 2 judges tied going into the 11th round. He argues Rico Verhoeven was unfairly denied the chance to continue and suggests the decision looked like a clear robbery despite a strong performance against Oleksandr Usyk.
Full stoppage. They showed us the scorecards. 2 judges had it tied going into the 11th, would have been a 10-8 round. 1 judge had Rico up. In the end, he would have gotten robbed by the scorecards. I had him up like 3-4 rounds. He fought a brilliant fight, a beautiful fight against Oleksandr.
Ryan Garcia raises doubts over the timing of the stoppage, stating he believed the round had already ended before the referee stepped in. He questions why the bell situation was unclear and adds that while he is not judging the referee directly, the circumstances around the stoppage feel questionable and controversial.
I believe that the round ended, in my opinion. If I'm telling the truth, I believe the round ended, and I don't know. I don't know why the bell didn't ring. I think it was like 10 seconds left, and then I don't know. But yeah, that's how it goes. The stoppage, it's not my job to say if the ref did a good stoppage, but I thought the round ended.
Speak to Devin.
Rico Verhoeven expresses frustration over the stoppage, claiming the fight was halted after the bell and insisting the timing makes no sense. He says the situation felt unfair and suggests an appeal may be necessary, arguing that if the bell had already rung, he should have been given the rest period instead of the referee stepping in.
I just saw the end because of all the comments I was reading,
and they stopped the fight after the bell. So the bell went, and then they stopped the fight. So yeah, I think we might just go and appeal it, because this doesn't make any sense, right? No. Like if the bell goes and then stop the fight, why? You know, it's like, then it's my time to rest.
Peter Fury supports the criticism of the stoppage, stating it came at a crucial moment when Rico was still on his feet and trying to respond. He believes the referee should have allowed the round to finish, emphasizing that Rico had seconds left and could have recovered, making the decision highly questionable.
I knew it was close, but I was more interested in my man doing what he was asking him to do, to try and secure the win.
What did you think of the stoppage? Because a lot of people thought that, you know, he should have been afforded the time, considering how, you know, it's a world title fight and it's very much close to the end of the round and it's going to the final round.
Well, it should have been left go on because he only had seconds left and he was on his feet and he was trying to throw back. So even if the referee would have come out, he would have got to the end of the round. And a minute, and Rico can really recover. So we'll never know.
Turkey Alishik describes the stoppage as a bad decision and strongly calls for an immediate rematch, suggesting Rico Verhoeven was actually ahead by several points. He questions the flow of the final moments and implies the fight was not allowed to reach its natural conclusion, adding that the ending left serious doubts over fairness and control inside the ring.
I get Rico 4 points more.
How did you have it? Rico
but you know, Usyk was, to be clear, Usyk was knocking him out. But I want to see one round more.
What fight have you got for Rico Verhoeven?
Ariel Helwani blasts the stoppage as completely unacceptable, insisting multiple angles confirm it came just seconds after the round ended. He argues Rico Verhoeven was robbed of a deserved result and criticizes both the referee and scorecards, calling the entire situation a mockery of boxing standards and fairness.
Stopped with 1 second left in the 11th round. But in reality, if you actually watch it, and I've watched every single video, every single angle, it was seconds after the 11th round was over. It was an absolute awful, awful, awful stoppage. Rico Verhoeven deserved better. He was absolutely robbed. That was a disgrace of a stoppage, and the scorecards were a disgrace as well. And now, once again, someone comes over to boxing, and as they said on the broadcast, you can't let someone walk in there and just...
Alex Krasiuk highlights Rico's mental strength and unpredictability, saying his power and character made him a real threat to Oleksandr Usyk. He reflects that the fight was always risky for Usyk, and what unfolded in the ring confirmed those concerns, proving Rico was far more dangerous than many expected.
I saw Rico, I saw his potential, his energy, how strong mentally he is. He has the balls made of stone. And that's what I felt, that it's not about skills, it's about the character. So this guy is capable of doing an upset, he's capable of realizing a miracle. Yeah, and that's why I felt I was looking that it's going to be something extremely risky for Usyk, which actually happened.
Johnny Nelson explains that although Rico Verhoeven showed smart defensive awareness, the situation became risky and the stoppage decision still feels questionable. He argues the referee acted too quickly after the 10-second clapper, noting the timing was extremely close to the end of the round. Nelson believes Rico was not given enough time to recover or return to his corner, making the stoppage appear premature and open to criticism.
Forward, and it was that awkward attacking style that Usyk always seems to have problems with. Remember when he boxed Derek Chisora? Handful he was. Derek was just unpredictable. He was just there in his face. It was cumbersome. He was lugging forward, and that's what Rico did as well. And he made it hard for Usyk to set a pattern of attack. And at times I thought Usyk's going to get knocked out because Rico was throwing a big sweeping right hand, just whizzing past him. And I thought, just takes one of those, right time, right place, and it could be...
Oleksandr Usyk downplays the controversy, stating that his focus remains on boxing and not on external debates about the stoppage. He acknowledges Rico Verhoeven as a strong and well-prepared opponent, but emphasizes that his job is simply to compete and win. Usyk avoids engaging in criticism of the referee, framing the situation as part of the sport and urging continued training and improvement moving forward.
This was hard fight. Rico, good fighter, good prepare, everything okay. We have win, but continue training.
Derek Chisora calls the stoppage an early decision and strongly suggests Rico Verhoeven was unfairly treated, even using emotional language to express frustration. He believes Rico deserved better and pushes for major future fights, mentioning a possible matchup with Dillian Whyte. Chisora also hints at a desire for revenge or rematch discussions, reflecting widespread controversy and dissatisfaction with how the fight ended.
That was an early stoppage. They robbed that fucking guy.
What's next for Rico, do you think?
Okay, huh?
What do you think's next for Rico?
Dillian Whyte. I think Rico should fight Dillian Whyte. Huh?
Yeah, what about the rematch?
They got a rematch? No, but what's his name? What's the Turkish boy? What's his name?
Caballero.
He won't get his WBC. It'll be unfair. As you know what? Fuck him. We won the rematch.
Alex Krasiuk highlights how close the fight actually was, pointing out that the scorecard were extremely tight at 95-95 and showing how subjective boxing judging can be. He emphasizes that official scoring is done by humans sitting ringside, not by replays or screens, which often creates a completely different perception compared to what viewers see at home. From his perspective, the judges may have interpreted key moments differently inside the arena. However, this also fuels controversy, as fans and analysts believe the fight told a different story.
So that was the point where they get 95-95. Professional boxing judgment is not a sharp thing. You can't put it into a computer and get the precise result. It's all done by a human, and there are 3 of those. And they've been sitting next to the fight places happening. To the place fight is happening. Probably they saw something different than I did on a screen, because there is always a significant difference of what you see happening on the screen and in the ring in reality. So whatever, it's still one head Rico.
Dave Coldwell reflects on how aging and career decline affect even elite fighters, comparing Usyk's situation to legendary boxers who eventually started losing performances they would have normally dominated in their prime. He suggests that fighters staying active too long can unintentionally damage their legacy, as timing, sharpness, and physical edge begin to fade. In his view, Usyk may now be entering that stage where every fight becomes more dangerous than before. This raises questions about whether the recent performance was a sign of decline or simply a tough stylistic matchup. Either way, the conversation shifts beyond just one fight and into a bigger discussion about longevity, legacy, and knowing the right time to step away from the sport.
It doesn't happen that way. And they start losing fights. They start, we talk about tarnishing legacy and they stay around too long. I think Usyk's in that bracket now, staying around too long. I want him to retire.
Don Charles expresses clear confusion and concern about the stoppage, especially focusing on reports that the bell may have already rung before the referee stepped in. He stresses that if the round had officially ended, then stopping the fight at that moment becomes highly questionable. From his ringside perspective, Rico was still standing, coherent, and capable of continuing. He believes that in such a high-level world title environment, the referee must be absolutely certain before waving off a contest. The uncertainty around timing creates serious controversy, as it directly impacts fairness and outcome.
I mean, look, like everybody saw, I thought this stoppage was, I'm a bit baffled because the bell had actually rung before the referee decided to wave the fight off, which is really bizarre, really unusual. I thought whether the referee panicked, whatever. I thought something went on there because the bell had rung. The guy was still on his feet. It was coherent. And I don't believe you can wave a fight off. The bell had rung.
Don Charles describes the atmosphere as chaotic and emotionally intense, explaining how the fight unfolded in a way nobody fully expected. He admits being surprised and even shocked at how events developed round by round, as Usyk appeared to be struggling more than anticipated, while Rico kept pushing forward. The commentary reflects the tension building throughout the contest, with momentum constantly shifting and no clear certainty about the outcome. He highlights how millions watching around the world also experienced confusion and disbelief at the ending sequence.
Witness, I was very, very surprised and shocked of what was unfolding in front of me. Round per round, you keep thinking any moment now Usyk is going to turn the screw. And it's one of those things, the nightmare that was unfolding in front of Usyk and in front of the millions watching around the world, and I'm one of those.
Rico Verhoeven openly questions the referee's decision, explaining that he was still aware, still standing, and fully ready to continue when the fight was stopped. He emphasizes that the stoppage made no sense in the moment, especially as the action was nearing a critical phase. He also brings attention to the bell situation, suggesting confusion over timing and whether the round had officially ended. From his perspective, the referee may have acted too early without fully assessing the situation. Rico's frustration is clear, as he believes the correct outcome should have been either a no contest or a review via scorecards, highlighting ongoing controversy and reinforcing claims that the stoppage deprived him of a fair chance to finish the fight.
Like that's why right away when the referee came in, I wasn't dazzled or whatever. I was looking at the referee and like, why is it stopping? Like, we're almost there. So it didn't make any sense to me. And then now looking back at it, even the bell went.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And that's something he should be aware of. So yeah, of course mistakes can be made, but then looking back at it, the referee should admit his...
Carl Frock gives a detailed breakdown of the final moments, explaining that Rico had already recovered from a knockdown and was working back into the fight when the referee intervened. He highlights how the stoppage came right at the end of the round, when only seconds remained, suggesting the referee could have allowed the round to finish naturally. Frock also notes that many ringside observers had Rico ahead on the scorecards by a small but meaningful margin, making the stoppage even more controversial. He questions whether Usyk's performance dropped unexpectedly or whether Rico was simply executing better than expected.
Came out, he got up on the 8 count, and then the 10-second clapper went, so it was right towards the end of the round, and it was almost like the referee could have let the fight go on, just so we could have seen the final round, because on a lot of scorecards around the ringside, people had Rico ahead by about 2 or 3 rounds, and difficult to argue with. I don't know what Usyk was doing. Has Usyk got old overnight? I doubt it.
Peter Fury strongly criticizes the stoppage, stressing that multiple reports suggest the bell had already sounded before the referee stepped in. He argues that stopping the fight during what should have been rest time is unacceptable in a world title contest. From his viewpoint, Rico was still active, still coherent, and still capable of continuing the round or recovering fully if given a few more seconds. He believes the referee acted prematurely and failed to properly judge the situation in real time. Fury also highlights how quickly momentum was shifting in the fight, making the decision even more controversial. His comments reinforce growing concerns that the stoppage may not have followed correct timing procedures, fueling debate over fairness and officiating accuracy.
You know, what can I say? It's done. But when you're fighting for the world title and your man's put such a good performance up and he's in the fight, okay, he gets put down, but he gets back up. And he was missing and he's fired his shot. He tried to fire back as well. So the bell's gone and then he decides to stop it. He's on his...
Canelo offers a more measured reaction, acknowledging the competitiveness of the fight while avoiding extreme claims. He admits the bout was very difficult to score and initially questions whether it was an early stoppage. However, he stopped short of fully agreeing with the robbery narrative, suggesting instead that the decision may have been acceptable depending on perspective. His response reflects uncertainty rather than outrage, showing that even elite fighters can interpret the same moment differently. Canelo's balanced stance adds credibility to the debate, highlighting how divided opinions remain even among top professionals.
Very good fight.
Yeah?
I don't expect that from Rico, but very good fight.
How did you score it?
Keep going faster, please. Faster.
Tough to say.
Yeah. Early stoppage, that?
Huh?
Was that an early stoppage? No score?
I don't think so. I think they save a brutal knockout.
The controversy around the stoppage continues to divide the boxing world, with fighters, trainers, and analysts still questioning whether Rico Verhoeven was given a fair chance to finish the fight. From disputed timing to bell confusion and scorecard debates, every angle keeps adding fuel to the argument. While some accept the referee's call, many believe a rematch or official review is the only way to settle it properly. The discussion is far from over, and fans are demanding clarity, justice, and answers moving forward. If you want more breakdowns like this, make sure to subscribe and stay tuned.